Hi friends, my name's Ruel,
And I'm Michelle.
and today we are playing Naishi. This is a card game from Renegade Game Studios, and we are so excited because we're going to be developing our territories. I'm playing up here on the top part, Michelle will be playing here on the bottom part, and this is a game of card drafting and set collection, and you're taking one action per turn, so it's really cool, and I'm going to be taking the first time. I've been randomly chosen to go first. We're going to explain the game as we go. Now, we each have 5 cards. Now, Michelle's not really supposed to show this, but oh, thanks, Michelle, for not looking at the cards.
I didn't
Uh,
say anything.
yeah. Um, we each have 5 cards. Now, the Shogun is really strict in this game. We cannot exchange or we cannot change the order of our cards. We may be able to exchange them as you'll see, but the order stays as it is. We have 2 elements in our territory. It is our line, which is face up, and our hand, which is face down right now. However, at the end, when we've gone through the game, they're going to be revealed. Okay, so we'll have 2 lines, a 5x2 grid, and we're going to score it that way. So, on your turn, you can do one of 4 actions. You can either develop territory, which we're going to be doing by drafting cards from the river. Okay, we're going to do that for the most part of the game. The other actions we may do is impose a decree. So we're going to go to this Imperial Court board and do this action here. Now, the other third action is to recall your emissaries, these tokens here, which are going to go on the action there, or Imperial Court. And finally, the fourth action is declare the game over. And you do that if one of the river spots is empty and you feel like you have the most points, you can declare the game over, and your opponent has one more turn, and then you'll go scoring. Otherwise, the game is going to end when 2 of the river spots are done or drawn out, and then we go to final scoring. Now, I should explain that when you take the develop action, which I'm going to do right now, I'm going to develop my hand by discarding my number 2 card. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This goes in the discard pile off screen. And then I'm going to take the corresponding card from the river. So this is the second spot. It's going to go in the second spot of my hand. Okay, and this one says, this is the red Tory. This says that if you have 1 card that's red, you're going to lose 5 points. If you have 2, 0. But if you have 3 or more, you're going to get 30 points. Okay, so that's the end of my turn. Now, with a develop action, you get a chance to do a bonus action. You could do this before or after your develop action. Okay, so after you develop, you may do an additional action here for free. And you're going to take one of your emissaries and either go here or here, and then what you're going to do is either you can exchange a card. Okay, so you can swap out, like, say, this one for this one, or in likewise, you can also take 2 cards from any 2 river piles and discard them and get new ones. Okay, so you do that before or after you develop, but I just did the develop, and that's the end of my turn, and I flip this one over. Okay, and Michelle will not be able to look at my cards now. She's going to go to hers, and we'll continue. To get cards in your hand, you're going to develop. So you will discard either from your line or from your hand, and then you'll take the corresponding card depending on what order it's in.
And
Okay, and that's the third one over?
third one,
Okay.
yeah. So I take this one that's in the third spot in the river.
Correct. Okay, then we do this. Since you took the develop action, would you like to do an additional action, your freebie here, by placing one of your emissaries in this spot or this spot? So this one is switch the position of 2 cards. So you can switch the positions of the river, or you can switch 2 positions in your line, which they're all the same right now, so you don't want to do that. Or you can swap positions in your hand, so you might want to get some cards closer to the others. Or you can swap a line card with something in your hand. So, for instance, if you have your number 1 card, you can swap it out for the number 1 card there.
What would be the benefit of doing that?
Some of the cards in your hand, if you want to swap the positions in your hand, then they'll be closer to each other. So some of them say you want to be close to another card in order to score it. And again, it's early in the game, so these you want to get rid of the mountains because these only give you 1 or 5 points for 1, but then you're going to lose 5 points for 2 or more. Yeah.
Okay.
And again, this is optional. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait on that.
Okay. And
but I do have some questions about like what these mean.
yeah, let's take a look at those real quick.
So, what is this?
Okay.
So you have an arrow, and then you have an arrow with an X over it.
Yeah. So this character is the Sentinel. So this sentinel says that if the sentinel is in your territory and is not adjacent to another sentinel, it's worth 3 points. So as long as you don't put sentinels together, they are worth 3 points. And then, optionally, if the sentinel is next to a fortress, you get an additional 4 points. Okay. Let's take a look at another one right here. Here's the fortress. The fortress, again, if it's next to a sentinel, you get a sentinel, you get an extra 4 points. However, fortresses by themselves, they only score on the corners. So again, this is your 5x2 grid at the end of the game. If they're in the corners, you're going to get 6 points. If you have all 4 corners, 24 points.
Like bingo.
It is like bingo. All right. And so that's your turn. And I'm going to go next. So, again, no one knows that I have these in my hand. They're secrets. Oh. So, what I'm going to do, I am going to go, again, I'm going to develop. So, as part of my development, I can swap cards. I'm going to do that here. I'm going to swap these 2 cards. Okay. Now, I take my develop action, which is I discard a card. And discard from my line. And then I'm going to take the corresponding card there. And if you saw that, folks, I did that because I wanted the fortress on the corner. I'll be scoring 6 points. And then I go there.
Okay. Okay, so this one just means that this horse symbol needs to be on the bottom, right?
Correct. Let's take a closer look at that. The horse is going to be in your hand, 3 points. And then if it's in your hand and you have a banner on the line right in front of it, you get an additional 10 points.
Okay.
I don't think there are any banners out there just yet.
And then that one.
The purple advisor. Each advisor is worth a certain number of points depending on where they are in your hand or your line. So for them, the first spot, it'll be worth 2. Second spot, 4. 3, 4, and 2. Yeah, it just depends where the
and then on the bottom right,
uh-huh,
it's got this +4.
Ooh,
and a flower.
Yeah. So if it's adjacent to a Naishi, and which none have shown up, so the flower symbol. Let's take a closer look again. If it is next to a Naishi, hopefully it'll show up. Then you get an additional 4 points.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are none right now.
Okay. Discard this.
Okay. Bye-bye. Line.
And that means I can put this one in its place.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. And once again, anytime you take that action, that development action, you may do the freebie action, which is like what I did, swapped a card, or you can take 2 and reseed them. Yeah.
Nothing at this point.
Yeah.
So.
That discard action's best, like, if you can do it before you take the development action, that way you have more choices.
Oh, like if you can't use any of this stuff. Okay, got it.
Okay. My turn. I'm going to develop. I'm not going to do an additional action, but what I'm going to do is discard this out of my hand. That's the number 1 spot. So that means I'm going to take this into my hand. So I'm going to show my hand as we go. I now have 2 Tories, so I'm going to get 0. So I need that 3rd Tory to get 30 points. So hopefully it's out there. Oh, there it is. But here's the thing, folks. And I'm showing my hand. Here's the thing. I want that 3rd Tory to get the 30, but where can I could discard this to get it. Oh, man. Well, we're going to see. It can't go into my hand because I already have these spots filled. Okay, pretend you didn't see that, babe.
Yeah, I saw nothing. So many choices.
Yeah, that's what's really cool. It's a simple game. You're just drafting cards into your hand or line, but there's a lot of different scoring options to think about.
Yeah, and then you've got like the stuff in your hand.
Yeah. Like, don't you wish you could just like move your cards wherever you want?
Yeah.
That's what makes this game so interesting.
Because that's how I organize my cards when we
play
games.
Yeah, total, like, we're poker players, folks, and that's what you do as a poker player.
And I cannot.
Okay. Now, that's where this comes in handy, though, right? So even before you take it, as long as you're taking the development action, you can say, hey, I'm going to go here and swap cards around.
At this point, I don't know what's going to benefit me. So
okay.
This one.
Okay. That's gone. And hey, the advisor.
The advisor going to tell me something?
The advisor going to say, you're going to get 2 points because he is in the 5th position. Okay, back to me. Let's see what I want to do. I definitely want this Tory, but it can't go. I mean, I don't want to lose this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm taking the development action. So I'm gonna take my other emissary, put it right there, so I can swap cards. I'm gonna swap these two. Okay. Now I take my development action. I'm going to discard this from my line and place this Tory here. And again, I'm gonna spoil this a little bit, folks, just so you can see how we're playing. This is my line. Michelle doesn't know in my hand. Okay, again, she's pretending not to know. At the end of the game, we're going to put 2 lines here. And look, I've got 1, 2, 3 Tories. That's 30 points. Okay, so I don't want to mess up the order of my hand just yet. 3, 4, 5. You'll notice I have my 2 emissaries here too. I can't take those additional actions now when I develop. However, I can take an action where I call back my emissaries, but that's what all I'll do in my turn. Okay, now it is Michelle's turn. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Let's take a look at what cards she has here to choose from. Oops, go right here. So this is my hand. It's going to be up here. Then Michelle has choices here. The Sentinel, which is 3 points by itself, as long as it's not next to another Sentinel. Additional 4 points if it's next to a Fortress. This is the Monk. The Monk is worth 5 points in your hand, and you get an additional 2 points if it's next to a Tory. The Fortress we talked about, it's got to be on the corners for 6 points. We talked about the Horse, which is 3 points in your hand, and if it's a banner in your line right in front of it, additional 10. And speaking of banners, this is the one you want the banner here, and then you want you want the banner here, and then you want a horse right here in your hand. Okay.
Wow, there's a lot of moving parts here, actually.
Yeah, right. That's what's so interesting about this game.
It's so simple. Well, it looks very simple, but there's a lot of strategy.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. It's a terrific 2-player game. Did I mention this, folks? It is a 2-player only game.
This card.
Okay. And that was your number 5 or number 4?
4.
4. Okay.
So I can take this number 4.
Ah, nice. Hey.
Right.
Very nice. I'm going to get my hands again, or my hand again. And next up in the river, ooh, another advisor.
Oh, just a question. So if I want to move my emissary, so I do that before my develop territory turn?
Before or after, your choice.
Before or after?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's technically still your turn. Would you like to use a development to move characters? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm going to switch. So that's this one, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to switch these 2.
All right. Okay. My turn. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, wait, no. This is, I am this way. Okay, let me set my cards. Okay, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So what I want to do...
I got a few, like, goals here.
Yeah.
Make sure I've met them.
Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do one of the 4 actions you can do. I'm just going to recall my emissaries. So that way, because I can't do anything right now, I'm going to take these back, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
And now it's back to Michelle. My card's up there.
Okay. So I am going to discard this one.
Okay.
This will be the replacement.
Nice. Uh-oh, someone's got the banner.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
Very nice.
Okay, let me just make sure
Yep.
that there's nothing else I can benefit from here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I can switch or I can discard.
Yeah, and the discard is you take 2 piles, discard the top, and then just reveal the next.
I think I'm good.
Okay, cool. Let me get my cards again. I want to get rid of this one here. So I'm going to get rid of this. That's number 3. I take the number 3 Fortress. And what I'm going to do, I am going to do my bonus action where I swap cards. And now I've got 2 Fortresses. One here, one here. Right. And it's back to Michelle. Cards up there.
I feel like I could take notes. Just to make sure I'm meeting my goals here. Okay, I'm gonna put my emissary here where I discard some stuff.
Oh, okay. So any 2 piles, discard the top, and then immediately refill. So I'll buy that
Let's
one.
see if this helps me.
Okay.
Get rid of one.
Okay. All right. Okay, so the ones that showed up are the Naishi. Naishi, or is it Naishi? I'll let y'all let us know in the comments if it's Naishi or Naishi. This one says if it's in your line, face up, it's 12 points. If it's in your hand, it's 8 points. And then this pairs nicely with, where was this? This was here. It pairs well, yeah, with the advisor. The advisor is worth the points wherever it is on your hand or line, but then you get an additional 4 points if it's adjacent to a Naishi. Okay.
Okay, so I am actually going to discard this.
Okay, and what number was that? Was that your...
That was my number 1.
Oh, so nice.
I will take the Naishi in my hand.
Okay. Ooh, there's another one just showed up. Since you're still taking a development in action, you could swap cards if... Oh, wait, no. Both your tokens are there. You cannot do an additional action. But on a future turn, you can remove both of these, and that'll be your turn. Okay, so back to me. Let's see. I really want to get rid of some of these things. That one wants to go... Oh, okay. I'm going to go here to swap the monk with the fortress. Okay. And then now for my development, I'm going to take the third card out of my hand, discard it, and take the third card here. So the monk, it's going to be worth 5 points in my hand. And that is the end of my turn. Ooh, another banner.
Okay, so I think my turn. I'm going to discard this one for the banner.
Yeah. Man, oh man. We have a special card, the Ninja. So the Ninja, when you take the Ninja into your hand, it is going to be a copy of any other character. Okay, not provinces, okay, the hexagons, but characters that are indicated by the rectangles. You're going to select one in your territory at the end of the game and score it exactly like it. So, for example, if Michelle took the ninja into her hand at the end of the game, if there's a ninja here, let's say she selects the advisor gets 3 points in the middle, and that's where the ninja is. So that's how the ninja works, like a wild. But yeah, so let's continue to Michelle's turn.
Okay, I need my emissaries back.
Okay, so, that's your turn, and you read my mind. I'm going to take my emissaries as well, and that's my turn. And now we go back to Michelle.
I want to use my emissary.
Nice. To develop.
I'm going to switch these two.
Ooh. Okay.
And now for my turn, I'm going to discard this one.
Bye-bye mountain. Hello, Naishi.
Naishi there.
All right, nice. Okay. Oh, now we have... Oh, let's get this. Oh, what do I have? Okay, I want to get rid of some of these mountains here. You know what? I do have... Yeah, I do have a couple of... Oh, wait, no. I can't. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to discard... I'm going to develop, and I'm going to discard this mountain and take the ninja. So now we have one pile that's gone. On my next turn, if I want to, if I feel like I have the most points, I can declare the game over. Michelle would take one last turn, and then that'll be it. Otherwise, we continue until 2 piles are gone. Okay, so now it is Michelle's turn.
Michelle is going to declare game end.
Oh, what? Oh my goodness. I am a little worried now, folks. So now I get one final turn. Oh man, I'm super nervous now, babe. Oh, okay. So what can I do?
I don't know if that was a good thing, but
we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to develop, and we're gonna switch these here. And then taking a chance. Yeah, I'm going to discard my Sentinel out of my hand in order to get this fortress. Okay, so that's the end of the game. Now we are going to reveal our hands and place them in the exact order that they were played. Okay, so this is my territory up here. This is Ruel land.
Not familiar with that.
No? Okay, and just to make it easier, I'm going to turn the river on the side because we don't want to score those. Okay. Now, time for scoring, friends. We've got our handy-dandy score sheet here. Let's see. Ruel's this one. Michelle's this one. We're going to score each one. So we're going to start with the mountains. Do we have any mountains left?
Mountain?
Yeah. I have one. So I get exactly 5 points. Do you have any mountains?
No,
Okay.
I got rid of all my mountains.
Nice job. 0. Okay, next, Naishi's. I have none, so 0.
I have 2.
Ooh.
One is in this row, so that scores 12.
Nice.
And then this is in my hand, which was 8.
Wow, 20 for Michelle. Nice. Okay, next, the advisors, the purple guys, which I have none.
I have 2 purple guys,
Okay.
the advisors. Okay, so in my top row, it's in this position, so I have 2.
Okay.
Okay, and then this is in the second position, so 4.
Nice, 6 total. All right.
Okay, however... Oh, no, I don't have 4 of them. Right?
No. This says as long as it's adjacent to a Naishi, you get 4 additional points.
Oh, sweet.
Nice. And it's each one. Oh my gosh. Nice.
Unexpected.
I love that. So yeah, Michelle scores 4 points for this Naishi and this one as well. So that's 8 additional points. Wow. So nice. You go from 6 to 8, 14. Oh my goodness. Nice. All right. Next up is the fortress. So I did manage to mess around here, or not mess around, but manipulate my row here. So I've got 1, 2, 3 on the corners, and 3 on the corners is worth 18.
Ooh.
And then, do you have any fortresses?
I do not.
Okay. Let's move on to the Sentinel. So that is the... Oh, do I have any Sentinel? I thought I had a Sentinel. I don't. No. Do you have any Sentinels?
I do not.
Okay, so why did I think I had one? Oh, it was over here. We had discarded that.
Because you wanted one.
I wanted one. So we each get 0 for Sentinels. Now, Tories, the red ones. I got 3 of the 4. Now, I didn't explain this earlier. I guess I should have. On the bottom of each card is the number of cards that are in the set. So there are 4 of these. So I got 3 of the 4. Okay. So I did get 3. Michelle didn't get any because I had 3 of the 4. But I did get 3 of them. That's worth 30 points.
Woo!
Big one. But I got a ways to go here. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the monks. I've got this one here. This is, if it's in my hand, it's 5 points. Now, my hand, it looks a little different just because we're playing, up and down here. But it is in my hand for 5. Michelle, do you have any monks?
No.
Okay. So I get 5 points for my monk. 0 there. Now we go to rice fields. The rice fields, if you have 2 that are adjacent, 10 points. 3 that are adjacent, 20, 4, 30.
Oh, I didn't read that right.
Oh no, you had 3 of them there. Oh no. So you had 3 of them. They're not adjacent. 0.
Oh.
I had 1 not adjacent. Obviously 0. Oh.
I got excited because I saw
like
20 points for 3, and I didn't pay attention to the fact that it had to be adjacent.
Hey, that's a good thing to remember, though. That's how you learn, right?
Well, okay. Yeah, I won't let that happen again.
And I drafted one without really thinking. I didn't have anything there. Let me do these here. I've scored these. Now we go to the banners. Michelle, banners in your line.
Okay, so in my line, I have 2 banners.
So 8 points. I have no banners. And then the horse.
Okay, so I have my horse under my banner. So that's 10 points.
10 points. Oh my god.
Well, that's making up for my rights field.
That is. That's very nice. Okay. So this is actually 3 points for your horse, or they're actually called horsemen, but your horse is 3 and then a 10 points additional for that.
Oh,
so 13 altogether. I have 0. And then we also have the Ronin. None of the Ronins showed up. We're not going to score Ronins. However, I do have a ninja. Let me see. I didn't score this. So you scored these here.
Yeah, all of mine have been scored.
Okay. I do have a ninja. Here's the sad thing, Michelle. My ninja, I went heavy on provinces. I can only score the monk, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. My ninja is in the line. monks have to score in the hand. I'm going to get 0 for my ninja.
Oh, man. There's so many little things to pay attention to.
Isn't that great? Yeah. Okay. So let's tally up this final score here. I've got 23, 53, 58 total.
I'm pretty sure I don't have close to that.
I don't know. Michelle got 20 plus 14, 34. Plus 8 is 42.
Oh.
Plus 13 is 55. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I did better than I thought.
So close. Let me make sure. 21, yeah, 35, 55, 58 to 55.
Oh, that's pretty close.
So close. GG. GG. Friends, that is Naishi. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.